The P-47 Thunderbolt, affectionately nicknamed the Jug, was born out of necessity during one of the most turbulent times in aviation history. Designed by Republic Aviation, the aircraft represented a massive leap forward in technology and engineering. Conceived in the early 1940s, the P-47 emerged at a time when the United States needed a powerful, reliable fighter to match and outclass Axis aircraft. Its designer, Alexander Kartveli, envisioned a plane that prioritized strength, endurance, and firepower over elegance. Initially mocked for its bulky frame, the P-47 would later prove that its size was an advantage, allowing it to carry heavy armament and survive punishment that would destroy lighter fighters. As it evolved, the Thunderbolt became not just a machine, but a symbol of American industrial might and ingenuity. From the drawing board to the skies over Europe and the Pacific, its transformation into a fearsome air warrior demonstrated the power of innovation and determination. At its core, the P-47 was a marvel of engineering. It was powered by the massive Pratt & Whitney R2008 100 Double Wasp engine, one of the most powerful radial engines of its time. This powerhouse allowed the Thunderbolt to reach speeds exceeding 430 miles per hour and climb to altitudes above 40 feet. The engine's size demanded a correspondingly large airframe, resulting in the aircraft's distinctive robust look. Unlike sleek fighters such as the Spitfire or the Bf-109, the P-47 prioritized durability and stability. Its thick armor plating, self-sealing fuel tanks, and strong structure gave pilots a sense of security unmatched by other planes. Many pilots reported returning to base with heavy battle damage that would have grounded lesser aircraft. The Thunderbolt's design was not about finesse but survival, a reflection of America's practical approach to warfare. Every bolt, rivet, and curve was built with one goal: to dominate the skies and bring its pilot home safely. The Thunderbolt earned its reputation as a flying tank because of its remarkable ability to absorb damage and keep flying. Pilots often told stories of returning from missions with their aircraft riddled with bullet holes, missing control surfaces, or leaking fuel yet still managing to land. This resilience came from its reinforced fuselage, rugged landing gear, and reliable radial engine that could continue running even after sustaining hits. While some criticized the aircraft's weight and size early on, these characteristics became its defining strengths in combat. The P-47's durability gave American pilots a psychological edge, knowing they could engage the enemy aggressively without fearing instant destruction. In the brutal air battles over Europe, where anti-aircraft fire and enemy fighters filled the sky, the Thunderbolt's toughness was legendary. It was more than just a fighter. It was a survivor, a flying embodiment of American tenacity under fire. The P-47 carried a devastating arsenal. Equipped with 8 .50 caliber Browning machine guns, 4 in each wing, the aircraft could unleash a hail of lead that shredded enemy fighters and ground targets alike. Each gun carried hundreds of rounds, allowing pilots to sustain long bursts of fire. Later versions of the Thunderbolt were fitted with bombs and rockets, transforming it into one of the most effective ground attack aircraft of World War II. This versatility allowed it to destroy trains, tanks, and enemy convoys, earning it the fear and respect of Axis forces. The combination of speed, power, and weaponry made the P-47 one of the most formidable multi-role fighters of the war. When it screamed down in a dive, guns blazing, the Luftwaffe and German ground troops alike knew they were in for devastation. It wasn't just a fighter plane, it was a flying arsenal of democracy. The P-47 Thunderbolt entered combat in early 1943, initially with the 56th Fighter Group of the U.S. 8th Air Force in England. Its early missions were focused on escorting bombers over occupied Europe, a role that tested its range and reliability. While the aircraft's initial performance at high altitudes impressed pilots, limited fuel capacity made long-range escort missions difficult. Engineers quickly responded by adding drop tanks, which extended the aircraft's operational reach deep into enemy territory. Once adapted, the P-47 became a game changer in aerial warfare, American pilots could now provide cover for bomber formations all the way to key German industrial targets. During these missions, the Thunderbolt proved its mettle, engaging enemy Messerschmitts and Focke-Wulfs in fierce dogfights. Though some still considered it less agile than the P-51 Mustang, the P-47's ruggedness and sheer firepower ensured that it could hold its own. This baptism of fire marked the beginning of a remarkable combat career that would define the aircraft as one of the most feared Allied fighters of the war. As the war intensified, the P-47 became the backbone of Allied air power over Europe. From the beaches of Normandy to the skies of Germany, it provided relentless pressure on the Luftwaffe and German ground forces. The aircraft's ability to carry bombs and rockets made it invaluable for close air support, particularly during the D-Day invasion in June 1944. P-47 squadrons flew hundreds of sorties each day, attacking bridges, railways, convoys, and troop concentrations. German soldiers learned to dread the roar of its engine, followed by the thunderous strikes that devastated columns and armor. Its success wasn't only due to firepower. The P-47's high-speed diving attacks made it difficult for enemy gunners to target. In this way, the Thunderbolt became a key instrument in softening German defenses and ensuring the success of Allied ground operations. Pilots admired its versatility, describing it as the workhorse of victory, a fighter that could win both in the air and on the ground. By late 1944, the P-47 had earned a formidable reputation among friend and foe alike. Its dominance in both air-to-air combat and ground attack missions was unmatched. The aircraft's turbo supercharger gave it exceptional high-altitude performance, allowing it to intercept enemy bombers and fighters with ease. Meanwhile, its large size and stability made it the ideal platform for strafing and bombing runs. In the hands of skilled pilots, the Thunderbolt became a precision weapon, capable of destroying targets with surgical efficiency. The Luftwaffe, once confident in its aerial superiority, found itself outmatched. German pilots often avoided direct confrontation with P-47 formations unless absolutely necessary. Allied air supremacy became a reality, and the Thunderbolt played a critical role in achieving it. Its combination of durability, range, and power helped secure the skies over Europe, a necessary step toward the liberation of the continent from Nazi control. Behind every successful aircraft are the men who flew it, and the P-47's pilots were among the most courageous aviators of World War II. Many initially doubted the bulky fighter, but their skepticism turned to admiration once they experienced its performance. Pilots like Francis Gabreski, Robert S. Johnson, and Hubert Zemke became household names, achieving dozens of aerial victories and inspiring others through their daring exploits. They praised the P-47's toughness, often describing how it saved their lives after taking severe damage. Unlike many fighters that would disintegrate under heavy fire, the Thunderbolt's robust design allowed pilots to return to base against all odds. Its cockpit offered good visibility and comfort for long missions, while its stable handling made it forgiving even in high-stress dogfights. For these pilots, the P-47 wasn't just a machine. It was a trusted partner in survival, a dependable companion in the deadly chess game of aerial warfare. While the P-47 made its name in Europe, it also proved its worth in the Pacific theater. There, it adapted to new challenges, long distances, tropical climates, and relentless Japanese defenses. The Thunderbolt's rugged construction and powerful engine made it ideal for the harsh island-hopping campaigns. It supported ground troops by bombing enemy fortifications and strafing Japanese positions with deadly accuracy. Though the lighter, more agile Japanese Zero was a formidable opponent, the P-47's superior speed, firepower, and armor gave it the upper hand in most encounters. American pilots used hit-and-run tactics, diving from altitude to deliver crushing attacks before climbing away beyond the reach of the enemy. As Allied forces advanced across the Pacific, the Thunderbolt helped pave the way for invasions by clearing airfields and softening enemy resistance. By the end of the war, it had earned respect in every theatre, a testament to its adaptability and strength. By 1945, the P-47 had evolved into one of the most effective ground attack aircraft in history. Its heavy payload capacity allowed it to carry up to 500 pounds of bombs or rockets, a destructive capability rivaling that of light bombers. This transformation made the Thunderbolt indispensable during the final push into Germany. It relentlessly targeted enemy infrastructure, halting troop movements and crippling supply lines. Rail yards, bridges, tanks, and artillery batteries fell victim to its precision strikes. German soldiers nicknamed it the Juggernaut for its terrifying combination of speed and destructive power. The psychological effect of the P-47 was immense. Its roar alone was enough to send enemy troops diving for cover. The aircraft's ability to operate from rough forward airstrips made it a constant presence near the front lines. It became the very definition of air superiority, not just dominating the skies but shaping the battlefield below. As the Allies advanced deeper into Europe, the P-47 Thunderbolt became a vital weapon in crippling the German war machine. Its missions went beyond air combat. The Thunderbolt's relentless assaults on transportation networks, supply depots, and communication lines severely disrupted the enemy's ability to fight. Pilots flew multiple sorties a day, targeting trains, convoys, and fuel depots with deadly precision. The destruction of these logistical arteries hastened the collapse of the Wehrmacht's front line capabilities. In effect, the Thunderbolt's contribution was both direct and strategic, weakening Germany's war infrastructure, while providing close air support to advancing ground troops. Commanders praised its reliability and impact, often describing it as the backbone of tactical air power in Western Europe. By the time the Allies reached the Rhine, the once feared Luftwaffe was a shadow of its former self. Much of that was due to the unrelenting jugs that ruled the skies, turning the tide of war through fire and steel. Despite its success, the P-47 often shared the spotlight with the sleeker P-51 Mustang. The Mustang's superior range made it ideal for deep bomber escort missions, leading many to view it as the war's best fighter. However, the P-47 had strengths that the Mustang could not match. It was far tougher, could absorb massive damage, and delivered heavier firepower. While the P-51 excelled at long-range engagements, the P-47 dominated low-altitude combat and ground attacks. Many aces who flew both aircraft admitted that, in a close fight or during ground missions, they preferred the Thunderbolt's strength and stability. The two aircraft complemented each other, forming a deadly duo that gave the Allies complete air superiority. The rivalry between them was less a competition and more a testament to the incredible innovation of American aviation. Together, they represented the perfect balance of speed, range, and raw destructive power, a combination that proved decisive in securing victory. After World War II, the P-47 continued to serve with distinction around the world. It remained in U.S. service until the early 1950s, and many Allied nations adopted it for their own air forces. Countries like Brazil, Mexico, France, and Yugoslavia operated Thunderbolts well into the post-war years. Its ruggedness and reliability made it especially valuable in developing nations where maintenance resources were limited. Even as jet aircraft began to dominate the skies, the P-47 remained a respected and useful tool in training, reconnaissance, and ground attack roles. Its legacy extended beyond combat. It inspired future aircraft design, emphasizing durability and versatility over delicate performance. Engineers who studied the P-47 learned invaluable lessons about balancing power, armor, and aerodynamics. Though eventually retired, the Thunderbolt's impact lived on through the doctrines and designs it influenced in the decades that followed. The story of the P-47 is inseparable from the brave pilots who flew it into battle. Their courage, skill, and resilience turned an engineering marvel into a symbol of victory. Many veterans spoke fondly of their aircraft, describing it as a trusted friend that brought them home time and again. The bond between man and machine was deeply emotional. For many pilots, the Thunderbolt represented survival and triumph against impossible odds. Memorials and air shows around the world continue to celebrate their legacy, keeping the spirit of the Jug alive for new generations. Restored Thunderbolts still roar across the skies at aviation events, a living reminder of the era when courage met innovation in the crucible of war. Each flight is not just a display of engineering history, but a tribute to the men who once trusted these aircraft with their lives. Today, the P-47 Thunderbolt stands as one of the greatest symbols of American strength, resilience, and technological achievement. Its journey from a bulky, doubted prototype to a war-winning legend mirrors the broader story of the United States during World War II, a nation that rose from unpreparedness to unmatched industrial and military might. The Thunderbolt's blend of power, protection, and performance redefined what a fighter aircraft could be. More than 15,000 were built, each contributing to the Allies' victory and the preservation of freedom across the world. Even in the age of supersonic jets and drones, the legacy of the P-47 endures a reminder that toughness, innovation, and determination can overcome any odds. It was not the prettiest aircraft, nor the fastest, but it was one of the most dependable, effective, and beloved war machines ever built. Truly, the P-47 Thunderbolt was, and remains America's rugged air warrior.